Welcome, muscle car fans. This is round 2 of the season 6 for the Mobil 1 Mainland Muscle Car Series, and we're here at Levels Raceway.
V8s with the central muscle cars here as well, with the trucks here. It's really, really awesome. Beautiful weather, like hot days both days, and a whole lot of cool cars out there showing off to the public.
Levels is quite a short track and suits my smaller car.
It was built in 1967 by the South Canterbury Car Club.
Well, the track here is a lot tighter and more technical than a lot of other tracks.
It has a very long straight, fast sweeper at the end. It's a bit of a leveller.
It's always a good track, always a good crowd.
I like coming down through the carousel into the hairpin. The whole track's a bit of a challenge, but it's a lot of fun.
It's an iconic place.
Timaru is probably one of my favourite.
Don't mind the track, I've raced better ones.
Today's a good day, it's just slightly overcast. Really hot yesterday in practice. Hopefully this cloud cover stays and we'll have a great afternoon. So it's going to be a tuning thing for me. We've got a different diff in there and a different suspension setup and a new motor. So it's a whole new package compared to last year. So we're just going to shake the car down this weekend and learn how to learn the changes.
Unfortunately, Michael Wallace had a bit of an accident yesterday and he's out.
I qualified 4th this morning. How I actually did that, I'm not quite sure. I got out on the circuit early behind Johnny Hepburn and Steve McLaughlin, and we got a clear track. Thought I would be about midfield, so mate, we're just over the moon. Can I maintain 4th for the race? I'm not so sure about that.
There was a faster time in the car, but I certainly I had to go at 2 flying laps, and I just got balked at the wrong place a couple of times, which probably cost me half a second or so. But hey, I've got quite a buffer, so it doesn't make any difference to the overall position, because the car is really on rails at the moment. We're still 550 horsepower, which was always our plan, to keep it low horsepower until we got it handling and stopping good, which I think we've achieved that this season. So maybe in the future we can throw some more horsepower at it and you know, see what the thing's really capable of.
Qualifying went well. We're just shaking the car down and we've got rid of the mist. We've just few suspension, getting a bit of understeer, so we're just going to cure that shortly before our next race. Hopefully we can get rid of that and all will be well for our first race.
Race 1 went okay for me, I won it, so you can't get any better than that in all fairness. Had quite a good dice for the first probably 6 laps with Steve, which was good fun. Good to see Steve back on the pace again, so his new tyres that he got yesterday has been a big help. Lap traffic was a bit of an issue coming through in the last 2 laps, but we managed to get through nice and clean. Unfortunately, Greg Donaldson lost an engine in that one, so he's out for the rest of the meeting, which is a shame because that gives us 3 cars down.
So normally on the weekend I get 2 scratch races and we get 2 handicap races, and that's what brings me out. We're the only 6-cylinder running today after Sarge broke a diff in his. Trying to encourage more 6-cylinders to come out and have a run. The best part about Mainland Muscle is there's so many guys like-minded, having fun and getting out and going hard. We're all getting a bit long in the tooth, but that's life, we can still do it. If you've got a 6-cylinder or a Charger at home or another Tirana, get out here and get into it.
Race 1 today was a bit of a mixed bag for me. I kind of finished midfield. I think I got passed by quite a few of the fast guys. That's the beauty of this. I mean, sometimes you finish first, sometimes you finish last.
I drove a pretty tidy race and finished where I started, so very happy with that. I managed to stay out of trouble.
Jumped up another spotty just a trip there in the Timaru.
Race 1 started from grid 9 after qualifying at 9. Yeah, it was an okay race, it was just so hot, it wasn't funny. I haven't got a huge recollection of it because it's just so damn hot, but oh, the heat is just incredible. I mean, you can't drink enough water. You've got to open your visor to clean the sweat out of your brow when you race. You haven't had to do that before. You gasp for a bit of cool air when you can down the straights and then just suck in the hot stuff going through the infield.
Race 1, pretty good. Made a few changes to the cars, so the car's going better than it's gone for a few years. Quite a good race, not too bad at all. So it's nice to be able to turn into a corner and it turns and jump on the gas and it goes. Yeah, I've had a fair bit of help with the front suspension and stuff in it and getting it a bit better, so it's going really well. I always get really nervous before I get in the car, and I need to calm myself down, and sometimes I get a bit stressed out, so you need to just try and relax and remember why you're actually here, and that's to have a laugh.
Race 1 went as hard as we could and lost all our gears. We only basically had 3rd and 4th halfway through the race, so she was tough work in the end. Tried to concentrate by yourself out the front for a whole race without making a mistake. It's hard work. but it was worth it in the end. That's one of the best feelings you can get, giving old Johnny a run for his money. But I saw him coming through the hairpin. He just had the extra legs down the straight on me, about 3 car lengths in it.
This morning's race, we were off. We got a great start. Johnny actually jumped the start, which gave him a 5-second penalty. First 3 laps, our car was tuned up a bit and we were on it. We were right on the back of him. He was off as well because he knew he made a blue, so he was on as well. We're getting closer, but we're still playing around with the car. So I think we've got a little bit more to go yet. We're behind the 8 ball, but we're chasing. We're chasing. Today would definitely have been our best meeting in making gains to getting close, which is great.
The one I'm always looking forward to, because normally I'm starting off the front. So we had an awesome race, ended up coming second.
Race 2 for everyone, it was a reverse grid handicap right off the back. When I was coming around on the first lap, I looked across and I saw Kingy coming into the loop in the 6-cylinder Tirana, and I went, wow, this is going to be hard work. First 3 or 4 laps I was trying to pull in Steve. I just had my head down, popping out some really good lap times, the fastest I've ever been around here in that car, which I was over the moon with. Got to the bunch and I just managed to pick the holes at the right time to get through, and when I crossed the line it was pretty awesome. Absolute awesome race.
Again, it was a bit of a mixed grill for me. I think I finished sort of midway down the pack, but again, I mean, it was great. Like I say, it's great format, great track.
Race 2, we had we jumped the flag, but anyway, the race went well, but the car towards the end started acting funny, and I just taken one of the front wheels off and found one of the bolts to hold my right-hand sway bar, end of the sway bar had come out, so we've put a new bolt in, so hopefully it's going to make one hell of a difference.
Race 2 went good, a very good start, sort of made a few placings up there as well and kept a couple of guys out. But unfortunately on lap 5 I blew a breather hose and threw some oil all over the engine and a bit on the track, so we pulled the pin on that race on lap 5. The weekend's going good. I mean, I'm just pleased it was only a breather hose. The amount of oil it threw out, I thought it could have been more, so we're continuing, yeah.
Race 2, struggled to get good starts in my car. Probably need to make a couple of changes. It then took me a few laps to pass some cars that were perhaps a little slower than me, but they got ahead of me. No, it's still good fun trying to pass people and get around them, but yeah, I need to improve my start. There's a lot of real nice cars and they're all nice people. I don't know, I'm always paranoid about, I don't want to be the guy that dives up the inside and locks up and smashes into someone's car. So yeah, I probably need to put my big boy pants on a wee bit and get a wee bit more aggressive.
Race 2 was our reverse grid handicap race. Started mid-pack. With that, I think from position 11 from memory, just managed to catch up onto a couple of the slower cars. I think I lost maybe 2 positions in that race, but no, again, happy with that.
Yeah, well, race 3, that was an interesting race for me. Off the start line, I must have cheated a bit, I think. So I got a black and white flag with a 5-second penalty for jumping the start. So I had to put the hammer down and go as hard as I possibly could. So that was, I was on the radio to the boys and I said, talk to me again when we've got a 6-second buffer, which I got. But the cool thing about it is we pulled Steve along quite hard with us, and he did his fastest time he's ever done as well, which is real cool.
Traditional bad start. Spent quite a lot of time getting past a couple of cars. So once I was out there and clear it, went really good. It was good fun. Once like I say, I get nervous at the start, but once the flag drops and you head out, you're not nervous after that. You're just trying your best to do what you can do, you know. And yeah, no, it's great. From the outside, the cars probably look quite smooth and boring, but they're quite violent, and it's incredibly hot inside them. And they move around a lot. They don't look like they do probably, but they move around a lot and you're constantly trying to find grip.
Race 1 today was getting pretty hot again. Started from position 6. Didn't manage to improve on that, even though I got a good start, and managed to get past Big Dwayne in the Challenger, which was a bit of fun. Didn't hold that for very long. Dwayne got me down the straight, and that was it. I had a good little battle with Grant Sisson in the Camaro and Andy Lloyd in the Mark II Capri, but ultimately lost a couple of positions to them and finished up about 10th. Well, it's as much fun as you can have with your clothes on. I would very much like to see more competitors in the 5 litre class like my car, or even in the 6-cylinder class. The more the merrier.
Certainly having fun. Yep. A learning curve. It's a brand new car. We've got a lot of setup to do on it, so it's exciting. Well, once we get the car set up, it will be fun, but at this point, it's hard work.
The first race this morning, which was race 3 for the weekend, I actually didn't get a particularly good start beside Dwayne Ingley in the big Plymouth. I managed to claw that back before turn 1 and drive around the outside of him, pop myself into 3rd place, and I managed to maintain that for the whole race.
For the last race of the weekend, we decided to make a few changes. Took 30 thou off the dipstick, lowered the ashtray. It made a big difference, except it went in the wrong direction. I thought we had a really good car at the start, and I was buzzing, we were going really well. Sort of halfway through the race, the car started to go off sooner than what it normally would. Johnny was catching, things weren't working quite as well. I was working really hard.
First few laps were actually quite good, but I don't even know where I finished, to be quite honest. Towards the end of the race for me was really, really frustrating. I didn't put a dent in the car, I kept it all nice and clean as I could, but hey, it's just one of those things. They're certainly not my favourite way of...
So the last race of the day, reverse grid handicap race, starting from 6th position. Andy Lloyd beside me, he got me off the line unfortunately. Followed him round for a couple of laps until we caught the slower group of cars. Faster cars coming up behind us, which made it quite exciting. Had a really good battle with Dwayne Ingley in the Big Green Challenger, and I managed to get him on the 2nd to last lap. So that was really good. So I'm not sure exactly what position we finished, but all smiles.
That last race for me with a 65-second handicap when I'm sitting on the grid, I didn't think, ooh, we had a show, but we pushed our way through. We got held up a couple of times and we tried as hard as we possibly could and managed to... I didn't actually know I'd won it. I came across the line and I was on the radio to the boys and I go, did I win that? And they went, yeah. And I'm like, Jesus, I didn't have a clue, but I'd just gone as hard as I possibly could. So it was an awesome race. I got a couple of wheels on the grass a couple of times to avoid some cars. I'm sorry if that annoyed some people, but hey, I was just out there trying, and I'm rapt to be able to qualify on pole, have 4 race wins this weekend, and hey, the old deer's going pretty bloody good, so I'm happy with that. And it's cool to do it in front of my home crowd, like the Timaru crowd. You know, it's my hometown, my home business is here, and for them to support me like they do and always have, whether it's been motorbike racing, truck racing, or now car racing, has been pretty awesome. So yeah, so thank you to the Timaru crowd.
Race 2, I still didn't get the world's best start, but it wasn't as bad as some others, so I managed to get past Dan Barlow on the first lap, which was cool because the other races it's taken me about 4 laps to get past him. For the rest of the race it was me and Andy Lloyd all the way to the finish, and I couldn't quite get him, but it was a very, very busy race and fairly entertaining.
I've had race results that I most certainly didn't expect. I thought I'd be running midfield, but hey, that's fantastic. Great weekend. Well done to the South Canterbury Car Club, Mainland Muscle and Mobile One, our sponsors. Absolutely great. Thank you all very much.
Overall, we've had a stunner of a weekend. It's been a bit of a development weekend. We've learnt a lot, we've changed a lot. The car's gone faster than ever. The weekend's been awesome. We're really happy with what
Shout out to the pit crew boys, awesome, and Mobile One, thanks for supporting the class.
we're doing with the car, and of course the atmosphere, the meeting with all the Central boys. It's really been a highlight of the season.
Hey, thanks very much. Thanks to the Timaru crowd, fantastic as normal, and thanks to the South Canterbury Car Club for putting on such an awesome meeting. V8s from Africa, muscle cars from Africa, and trucks, mate. What more could you ask for? And all the support classes, man, there was some cool racing out there today. Absolutely fantastic. To my guys, thanks very much.
Small cheating again.
Hang on, get up there.
Hey.
Thank you.
Ha ha!